The second stop of the Oberto Redfish Cup will not proceed as planned.
It's really dangerous. We do it all the time, so we'll see what happens.
In a place where the tournament fishing has been tough, some teams are figuring it out.
Beat a luck charm, baby, yeah! Game over, we're done.
Fired up, Punta, Gorda, Florida.
To win here, you have to be perfect for 3 days, make every decision count, and push everything to the limit.
Oh, no.
Go, here he comes. Here he comes. Watch the bushes. Come on, Murphy. Come on, Murphy. Sweet. Yes, baby, yes. They're showing up.
There's one.
Oh, my God.
Ah, we got it. Oh, look at that.
Hope you're ready, because we're ready to go. Second stop of the year for the 2006 Oberto Redfish Cup. Stop number 1 up in Clearwater, Florida. A great tournament, a tough tournament there. We have moved down the west coast, and here we are in Punta Gorda, Florida, all revved up and raring to go. 90 of the best redfish anglers in the world. We've got them all here. They're going to fish hard for 2 days. We'll cut the field down to 5 and fish the final day for the championship. Let's take a look at our headquarters. There we are, Punta Gorda. The Peace River flows by it, out through Charlotte Harbor, some of the most legendary sport fishing grounds in America for tarpon fishing and especially for red fishing. That's not to say it's easy. It will be challenging once again, but again, we have to remind you, these guys are the best in the business. We got them all ready for takeoff on day number 1. All of our teams are ready to roll. This team is ready to roll. Yes. Tommy Sanders, Mark Zona.
Is your posse here?
Well, let me look up there. I don't know.
There they are,
you
right
seem
there.
to find these people everywhere.
Florida fishing, man. Florida fishing.
Good stuff.
I had to figure out what makes Florida so tough. Skinny water, clear water, but more than that is anybody that owns a fishing pole fishes these areas. These fish are spooky, they're jumpy, you need to be stealthy to catch them. Now, since the last time that our redfish anglers were here, this area was attacked by hurricanes. So anything you knew before, throw it out the window. The playing field has changed.
All right, Hurricane Charlie, the damage was very profound, and all our hearts go out to everything these people have been through here in the Charlotte Harbor and Punta Gorda area. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the fishing has gotten worse. In many cases, after a hurricane, the fishing even improves. Is that the case here?
It does improve, but a little local knowledge it's not going to hurt right now. Like I said, the ball field looks different. You need to know all the nooks and crannies.
All right, the team dynamic is in place once again. These teams that maybe didn't gel the first time around, some of that's coming together, right?
Well, you know, being our second tournament, you're going to start to see some consistency, and more than anything, you're going to see the teams that the marriage is working.
All right, we say at every event, it's always something. For one of our teams, it wasn't too bad going out on day 1, but coming back in was a different story.
Smoke coming out of the bilge on the other side, too.
We're coming around the last point down there and went off top of a wave and it just exploded. Front hatch blew up, all the hatches opened up, fire blew down inside the gunnels. I grabbed the garbage bag, jumped in the live well, and I'm skating fish in the garbage bag. And Don Moll was driving up, so he pulled up and got a hold of us. I jumped on, there was a third explosion right when I got off, out the back of the boat. Paul says, I'm staying with the boat, where's the fire extinguisher? I gave it to him. He goes to put the fire out, and we're pulling away already, and there's a fourth explosion that blows him in the water. He stands up and waves and hollering, go weigh the fish in. So there were 2 other boats coming, so we knew he was okay, and we went. But I mean, that was drama. Drama for 7.7 pounds, you know what I mean? Does this get us extra Team of the Year points? How about a boat? Have you got a boat? We need a boat for tomorrow.
I'm glad they were okay. I mean, they could have gotten hurt in that deal. They were lucky.
That's an amazing deal, but the most amazing thing to me is that the only thing they cared about was getting their fish to the weigh-in while their boat was burning.
Ah, they were typical red fishermen.
Oh,
Speaking of typical red fishermen, we got current, we got wind rocking the house here as these guys try to get back with their bags of fish. Check out the technique.
Let me feel you. Well, yeah, I'm going to talk to you about the technique. There's nothing you want more to come into the weigh-in. You want to look cool, man.
Oh, yeah.
You do not want to flop onto the pier when you come in. You want to exit gracefully. Hey, There's hotties in the stands.
Oh, yeah. The crowds turn out for the Punta Gorda event like nowhere else in America. The place is always full of onlookers, and these guys have got a huge audience to look a little bit silly, you know, here on day one. So, hard to look graceful, we've agreed on that, but everyone finally gets in. Everyone's accounted for. The weather kind of calms down a little bit, and we're set for another one of these big Punta Gorda weigh-ins. Let's take a look and see who did well on day number one. How about the Hartzels? Keith and Greg Hartzell from down on the Gulf Coast of Texas. A good pair of fish for them. Bill and Greg DeVault, they always seem to do well here at Punta Gorda from just up the road, just up the coast there. Mike and Michael Frenette, who've had some great success here out on the Oberto Redfish Cup Series. They did very well on day one of this tournament. Bo Johnson, Mike Del Duca, a couple of those locals that everyone is watching very closely here. But no team outdid the team of Terry and T.D. Lacoste. Team from down there in coastal Florida did a great job out there today, and they're on top of the world after the first day's weigh-in. Take a look at the leaderboard there. 4 father and son teams in the top 10. That's unusual. That's never happened for us before. And also, well, this has happened before, but only in extreme circumstances. 15 teams zeroed on day number one. We're on the way. When we come back, we'll take you out on the water with Bo Johnson. You might never be the same afterwards. And wait a minute.
I'm gonna have a cheeseburger medium rare.
Oh no, Tommy.
Huh?
You don't order lunch during a tournament.
That's an ethical miscue right there.
Come on.
The Oberto Redfish Cup, presented by Frog Tongs, is powered by Oberto Beef Jerky. Taste what's real. It better be Oberto. And brought to you by Mercury Marine, #1 on the water. And by Triton Boats. We take America fishing.
The Oberto Beef Jerky Redfish Cup, stop number 2. We're coming to you from Punta Gorda, Florida. Again, this is a place where people will turn out for events, and they love sport fishing here, and they really love the red fishing and the Redfish Cup. We've got all sorts of things going on. Lots of activities for all these crowds here. Cooking demonstrations. How about this thing?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, this will amaze you. See the guys at the top? That is Paul Yickstock and Gritter Griffin. That is the boat they use.
Oh, no, that's terrible.
Oh, that is awful.
Somebody's house there, someone's house.
Everybody's having a time.
They are. That's the cardboard boat race. They got the big air dogs, all sorts of merchants there, and people selling stuff. It's just a great carnival atmosphere, and I mean that in the best possible way. There we go. I think that may be our champs right there. They certainly have a regal manner about them, and the crowd much appreciates everything that's going on around this tournament here. Let's take a look at our rules of the game one more time for each of our tournaments. 2 anglers in the boat. They're going to fish for 8 hours, go anywhere you want to, you know, just as long as you can get back, and we are ready for day number 2. All the redfish we catch have to be in the slot too, 18 to 27 inches.
Just like we saw at Clearwater, the bite can turn off overnight. Spots that worked yesterday did not work today.
So day 2, and we look at it, the day 1 leaders, Terry and T.D. Lacoste, they certainly had a great day on day 1, over 14 pounds between their 2 redfish there, but no luck today. They have zeroed up to this point. How about Michael and Mike Frenette from Marrero, Louisiana? They've been through a lot in the last few years. They're not going through too many fish today either. They're at 0 at this point also. Check in now with Bo Johnson, Mike Del Duca. They came into today in 2nd place.
There's one. Got him?
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. Way to start it.
All right.
All right. We're on the way.
All right.
Hey, that's my partner. That's what we're talking about. You know what, baby? Yeah!
Game over. We're done. We're done.
Now, they had a huge morning, Tommy, and you're going to notice here, they're going to stop during competition hours, and they're going to order lunch. If I'm in this tournament and I see them eating lunch, I'm either going to light them up or I'm going to join them.
Oh, no. Oh, well, we'll be watching those guys. We'll have our eye on them. Meanwhile, back at the weigh-in, hey, this is crucial day. This is 2nd day. Only the top 5 make it. Jim Taylor and Lance Welch, locals. They're here. Craig Johnson, John Oakes. Hey, this team making their 2nd top 5 of the year, so really making a run at Angler of the Year. Keith and Greg Hartzell moving up there. They're going to be in the top 5. They'll fish the final.
And 2 of the veterans of the sport, Mike Tyndall and Artie Price, biggest bag of the day, brings them to the top 5. And you know what? I was wrong. Bo Johnson, Mike Del Duca, go have another lunch, pal.
Well,
we're in.
There you go.
Hold those fish up. What do you say, ladies and gentlemen? Bo Johnson and Mike Del Duca, they're going to lead right now.
Now look at the leaderboard there, the home knowledge. We talked about it a little bit earlier. It is coming to the forefront there. Bo Johnson and Mike Del Duca on top. And when you look at the complete leaderboard, it gets a little bit disturbing because fully 10% of this field zeroed on both days of this tournament. These are great redfish guys. 40 teams zeroed either one of the 2 days. So it's very tough out there and for a lot of reasons, I would imagine.
Very tough. And when you get to the final day of a redfish tournament, everybody fishes out of sponsor boats. They all have identically rigged 24-foot-long Triton boats. Now, that being said, some of the guys may have been fishing very, very skinny water. I'm talking 6 inches of water. They could have been using 15, 16, 17-foot boats. Easy to get back in there. Now it comes down to, like we talked about in the Clearwater tournament, decision time. Do you try to force this big boat up in these areas, potentially not getting out, potentially getting stuck? These are the decisions that really cost championships.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, a lot of them are going to have to play the tides, right? They may be able to get into their spot, but it may be when they've got maybe 20 minutes of fishing left, 30 minutes of fishing. Do you wait for that time? You just stay poised right there at the hole that you can get across all of a sudden when the tide comes up?
These guys are going to do whatever they can to get back in these areas. We're definitely going to see this today, but you can go back to the Clearwater tournament where it was very, very rough conditions. Everybody wanted to be in these boats. They wanted to be in the big boats. But this is one of the situations that these guys have to deal with on the last day, and they have to plan for this.
Yeah, we have results usually when this is a situation that are at the very least entertaining. I think we got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff to look forward to. All right, when we come back, we're going to meet our 5 teams. We'll get to know them very, very well before it's all over with. We got 5 teams going after the $40,000 first prize here at this second stop of the year for the Oberto Redfish Cup. Don't go away.
I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm going to leave that one alone.
The Oberto Redfish Cup for 2006. We're here at stop number 2 at world-famous Punta Gorda, Florida. Certainly a sport fishing mecca in these United States. They love the red fishing here, and they love the Redfish Cup. We got 5 teams that are really loving the Redfish Cup. This is the 3rd and final day, the championship day, and only 5 teams have qualified. 5 teams will vie for the $40,000 first prize. Just about ready to get the fishing underway. Let's meet our teams. First, a team of locals, Jim Taylor and Lance Welch.
Are you nervous as I am? Just another day on the water?
And they are up against some of the best redfish fishermen in the nation right now. One of those teams, Craig Johnson and John Oakes, a new team for 2006. And right now, they are 2 for 2 in making our final 5.
About Keith and Greg Hartzell, the only Texas anglers left in this field, qualified in 3rd place after 2 days of fishing.
Just checking.
And the veteran team of Mike Tyndall and Artie Price. They're used to the top 5, but they've never gotten over the hump.
No big deal. It's not a nervous thing for us. We've been here before. The bad part is we've been fishing a little boat for the last 2 days to get here, and obviously we're not in a little boat today. The water's lower than it's been for 2 days, so we can't go to the fish that got us here. We're going to have to go elsewhere.
Okay, those guys have had enough second places. They've had all they wanted. Rounding out the field, Bo Johnson and Mike Del Duca.
I forgot my glasses. I forgot this.
You know,
I
I've
forgot
never done
that.
that.
Hook this up. Do this.
I'm
do
not
that.
supposed
I
to
forgot
I'm not supposed to give him any kind of pressure in the morning because he's a little slow-minded in the morning.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Here we go.
All right, partner.
Another day.
Catch him up
Here, partner. Here, now it's here, partner. It's the same old, all the time.
Now you're supposed to stay right behind Bob.
Oh, shut up.
I need you to be happy.
That would take the money.
It's like being married. It's one of the best things in the world when your partner's happy.
I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm going to leave that one alone.
Well, Tommy, I'm going to leave that one alone too, but I'll tell you something, it is. Like I said, in redfish tournaments, having a partnership is like a marriage. And you know what? In the last tournament, Jeff Page was my guy. Today, it's Bo Johnson.
Right.
You keep your eye on this cat.
All right, you've been watching him since he ordered lunch there on day number 1, so I know we'll be watching these guys all day long. We'll be watching all 5 teams.
And a lot of teams are defined by how many times they've won. Well, this team right here has never won, but they're legends of the redfish world. But the biggest thing, they have got to get the monkey off their back and pull out a victory.
We've got 1 spot left in the top 10 to finish, and that's 1.
If this works out, we got a good shot of winning the tournament.
So we're going to have some transportation issues when we start into round number 3 right here.
Oh,
Getting
no.
to your spot is paramount here in the Punta Gorda area, and you do what you got to do.
Oh, no.
Okay, some people won't like that. We'll be back to show you all and tell all when we return. The Oh Boy Oberto Redfish Cup for 2006. This is event number 2 out of our 5 qualifying events. We're in Punta Gorda, Florida. We started out with 90 anglers. We have now cut the field on this 3rd and final day to 5 teams who fish for the $40,000 first prize. Just about ready to get the fishing underway at each and every one of our events. We fish according to the same rules. These teams have 2 anglers on the team. They will fish for 8 hours during the day. During those 8 hours, you can go anywhere. You just got to be able to get back. You're looking for the 2 perfect fish. In the case of Florida fishing, these are fish that fall in the slot between 18 and 27 inches. And we've had some tough fishing so far. 4 of our teams in the final now, Mark Zona, have a Florida angler on that team. Is that a big advantage here? It's been so tough. The home field's got to count for something.
You know, I think it is an advantage. You know, we go to places like Texas where guys can run their boats on plane, shut it down, catch a fish instantly. We go to Louisiana where, Tommy, correct me if I'm wrong, you can catch a fish doing anything there. This place is different. There's just enormous amounts of pressure. Not only that, it's got probably the highest ratio of live bait fishermen guiding there through the week. So these fish are conditioned to know exactly what they're feeding on, okay? It's more like, the best way to describe it, it kind of gets sort of like hunting, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
Where guys are waiting for fish to come to them instead of going after fish.
All right, the 3rd day always on a weekend day with a big bunch of sport fishermen, local
Having
people
a time.
coming out. It's not really an excuse, is it? Because that's part of the game.
I'd use it as an excuse.
All right, well, let's get out to the team of Craig Johnson and John Oakes as they get their fishing underway.
We're just going to stick it out here until the tide starts coming in. Once that tide starts pouring in, we'll go to another spot and hopefully upgrade this hemisphere. When you get that net, you want to be smooth too. Ain't a great fish, but it's a start.
All right, first fish of the day for Johnson and Oakes. Again, the only team that's made the top 5 the first 2 events here on the tour this 2006 season.
And you've got to give huge credit to these guys. Basically, a total new team on this, fishing against the best in the sport and making both cuts. Right now, poised to win Team of the Year.
Craig Johnson, the businessman, he lives in this area. John Oakes from up in Inglewood, up north of here. He's done a good bit of guiding down here in the Punta Gorda area, so he's very familiar with all the spots they're fishing today.
I'll tell you, those school fish will get you every time. By the time you think you got them halfway figured out, they disappeared. They can only take so much pressure. Our fish may not be as big as those fish, but we can usually put 2 in the boat.
All right, early lead, 4.5 pounder there. That's the best scenario you could possibly have. Now, Keith and Greg Hartzell, these guys have had one honey hole that they've relied upon all week long. They can't get in it just yet because of the tide, and they've worn out the other Plan B, Plan C spots already.
You know what? They're good-looking kids. You know, their clothes match, their shirts match, their hats match, their belts, everything. They're put together. But unfortunately, they're not that lucky this morning. They're already at exactly what we talked about. They're going into an area they're just not sure this boat can get into. Very, very shallow water.
Again, every team has the large-sized boat, so it's sort of handicapped that way. But a big boat can be a handicap if you're trying to get into skinny water like this, along with the Hartzels. So they're going to take a gamble, try to do what they can to get in the back of this Winton Creek area.
Push the boat away from the hole, off the bar, and then we'll
All right, so it's going to be a little pushing and tugging, a little physical activity for the Hartzels here. Hartzell's not the only one in that same position.
No.
Mike Tyndall and Artie Price also looking to get back in this creek. They've communicated with the Hartzels about this, but they too have not been able to get in there yet.
And I'm going to tell you something about Tyndall and Price. If there's one team that will get in there, that's them. Even if they have to stay overnight, they'll get in there.
All right, now it seems like a coincidence, 2 teams finding the same obscure little spot, but that, again, is part of the Florida strategy. You've got to get away from the weekend fishermen, the sport fishermen who come out there and possibly destroy your game plan. So we see a map that's eerily similar to that of the Hartzels, the team of Tyndall and Price heading for the same creek, and eventually they're going to try to get in the back of it.
We've been fishing out of a little boat for the last 3 days. We've got some fish in a hole, and it's real shallow, 2 bars and like a tunnel of trees we've got to go through. And we're in a big boat now. We're going to try to make a big boat turn into a little boat.
It's really dangerous. We could hit the bar and spin out and run up in the trees. You know, we do it all the time, so we'll see what happens.
Right now we're 0. We haven't caught a fish. We're in 5th place now. We figure if we get stuck piled up going in there, 5th is 5th either way.
If you hit it just right on both turns, I think you can get it in there. Watch the bushes.
Oh, we got it. We're good.
There's our boys. Y'all get in there?
Nope.
Watch out, we're gonna make a run, dog.
Cut us a path.
We'll damn sure do it.
This is gonna be interesting.
Well, of course, you got one boat stuck in the back of the creek. These two guys being self-respecting red fishermen, they're going to try to wedge another one in there with a shoehorn or something. Are they really going to do this? I guess we're going to find out.
Need to be a little more to the right.
And our guy, Tommy, Bo Johnson, showing the power of being a local, and, oh no.
Not this.
Don't, Tommy. Is that legal?
The Oh Boy, Oberto Redfish Cup, presented by Frog Talks, is brought to you by Singular, now the new AT&T. And by Charlotte Harbor and the Gulf Islands Visitors Bureau.
The Oh Boy, Oberto Redfish Cup for 2006. This is our stop number 2. Punta Gorda, Florida, and Charlotte Harbor. This is the final day competition. Only 5 teams left in it right now, shooting for the $40,000 first prize. Take a look at the leaderboard. Hey, all of one team with a keeper so far. So Johnson and Oaks are certainly in the catbird seat. Lots of different situations, though. Some anglers have not even gotten to their fish yet. How about this team? Artie Price and Mike Tyndall still waiting for the tide to get up enough, or are they just going to force the issue?
Yeah, it's really dangerous.
Extremely, especially on the weekend.
We could hit the bar and spin out and run up in the trees. You know, we do it all the time, so we'll see what happens.
Right now we're 0. We haven't caught a fish. We're in 5th place now. We figure if we stuck piled up going in there, 5th is 5th either way.
If you hit it just right on both turns, I think you can get it in there. Watch the bushes.
Oh, we got it. We're good.
There's our boys. Y'all get in there?
Nope.
Watch out, we're gonna make a run, dog.
Cut us a path.
We'll sure do it.
This is gonna be good. He must have bigger cojones than we do. This is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be good stuff. Get some good footage of this. There's a good chance that he's gonna fly into this boat. It's gonna take a Chinook helicopter to get it out when he gets stuck. Here it is. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Need to be a little more to the right.
That's good. I'll give you a 9.
Now, Tommy, for the folks at home, I know Mike Tyndall and you know Mike Tyndall.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you he is thinking things we cannot air on ESPN Outdoors.
Surprised he's not saying them. All right, we're going to leave this action here. Go check in with the team of Bo Johnson and Mike Del Duca. Where have they gone? Well, they've gone south out of the takeoff, and they've gone to areas of long flats where a lot of schools of redfish pass through. Another one of their strategies is they're working small mangrove islands. They're looking for each little cut in the island. They'll fish each one of those cuts and just move on to the next one.
They're fishing a very common area called Pine Island Sound, and nobody in this tournament knows it better than Bo Johnson.
Next time. Ready? Now. Yeah! Oh, you know what's happening next, baby.
Oh, no. Wow. No. No.
That's what I'm talking about. But you know what? Hey, one of them and a 7 kept us in the running in first place yesterday.
You kiss another one of those redfish, I'm gonna really start worrying about you though.
Okay, now he doesn't have to do that. That's one more.
Bo Johnson, Mike Del Duca, a meaningful fish right there. Hey, they appreciated that fish. It gave them the
Evidently
lead.
he did.
I guess so. Okay, you got their lure right there. Let's share a little
I
bit.
do.
about that.
And Bo Johnson, he's basically throwing a lure. This is his confidence bait right here. It's a little Berkeley jerk shad. It's got a ton of scent in the bait, okay? But it's more the way he's fishing the bait. He sees a lot of these fish. He's leading them. He's just twitching the bait through the eel grass, letting it dance around. Then he's initiating a strike, Tommy.
All right, you can't fish the eel grass, though, until you get to the grass. That's a problem for a couple of our anglers, one Artie Price and Mike Tyndall. Let's check on their progress right now.
Ready? Ready? Go.
Here's the one thing that we've got to note here. There have only been 2 fish caught so far. These guys are still in this thing. If they can get back into this creek, they could still win this tournament.
Absolutely. They told us they're looking for single fish. They don't want any part of schools here.
I smell fish around the corner.
Hold on, they're stuck again. They're gonna make it in eventually. I mean, do you want to go in here, or do you want to go to my spot in the harbor and give a shot at catching some 5-pounders? Let's do that, because what I'm concerned about, Greg, they're gonna have the same problem on the way out, because at some point it's gonna stick and they're gonna have to do this to get out, and it's gonna take them forever. 12:20.
All right, so the Hartzels, they're not going to make the play. They didn't get the full head of steam and get as far as Price and Tyndall got. Price and Tyndall have been pushing out when they get stuck, but they cannot push their way in. That's what the rules are very specific about. So they have to push their way out and sort of motor their way in, and they've gotten to where they can fish.
There he is. Got him, dog. Keep somebody coming. As long as he's 18 inches, we'll put somebody in the well.
Now, he's bigger than 18 inches. Get the net, hound dog.
There's one, son. Good job.
And that's what I'm talking about, Tommy. That fish right there will jump them up in the standings, and more than anything, it keeps them still in the ball game. One more big bite, they could seal the deal.
We're where the fish are, and we just caught one. He's small.
And our tournament starting to turn on a dime here. A new complexion for this tournament right now as we head back over to the team of Johnson and Oakes. One fish in the boat. They're in second place, half a pound behind. They probably don't have an idea that they're in second place. But right now with the other team struggling, they're in the catbird seat. We've also got Tyndall and Price starting to catch them. So we got a new look happening.
Well, and not only that, if the folks home notice, these guys are getting in areas where there's not local pressure. They're getting the boats up in schools of fish that are not getting hammered.
Good fish?
Yeah. Here, hand me the net.
Yeah.
Got two in the boat.
Hey, guess what that is? That's a limit for Johnson and Oakes. With that fish, they got 9.5 pounds. They take over the lead. They're also in the lead in the Team of the Year points. Life is good for this pair from Southwest Florida. So what happens now? Well, everything's turned around. We got Johnson and Oakes in the lead. We got Johnson and Del Duca, the other team. Well, they've got a chance to regain the lead. Artie Price, Mike Tyndall, they're getting on their fish now. Everything's changing up. We got a lot more fishing left to go and very little time. So we'll see what happens here.
There's some tongue coming.
There's what?
Huh? What did he say?
The Oh Boy Oberto Redfish Cup stop number 2. We're here in Punta Gorda and Charlotte Harbor, Florida. Great fishing location. We've had a great tournament so far. It's the final day. We're down to 5 teams. 3 teams are making a difference right now. 3 teams on the board as we look at the leaderboard. Team on top, Johnson and Oaks, pretty much a local team. Right behind them, a Johnson and a Del Duca, a local team as well. And the team of Mike Tyndall and Artie Price also in there with a single fish, but they're just now getting to where their fish are. Let's go out to Johnson and Oaks.
Here's one of the amazing things about Johnson Oaks. They're actually, Tommy, they're leading the tournament right now, yet they're bummed. They think they've failed today. These guys right now have basically won this thing.
Man, the bite is really off compared to the last 2 days, John.
Oh well.
Huh?
The fun of getting here.
I know.
Can't expect them to bite every day.
No, just the 3 days that we're fishing. That's all. They don't have to bite the rest of the week. They can take a week off. I know. What the heck?
Now, Tommy, we are in Punta Gorda, Florida, a place where one fish has won an event on the final day. The weights are zeroed. When you have a tight tournament, like every time we come here, no telling what will happen on the last day.
Up until this final day, this tournament has really been about the triumph of the local anglers here. The local team of Jim Taylor and Lance Welch has made it to the final day, but so far today, no go.
Come on, Lance. 2 fish, buddy.
2 fish. Let's go, Bubba. You go, Jim. That one's good.
Hopefully it measures. Please measure.
Oh, I don't know.
It's gonna be darn close.
It's gonna be real close. The pole's not down. Got it. No, it's too short.
Too short. 17 and a half. Darn it. But
starting to catch something anyways.
Just another something in an already frustrating day.
We need to make something happen in very little time. Much frustration, that short fish there for Taylor and Welch. Let's get back out to the team of Bo Johnson and Mike Del Duca.
You know what that is? That's a bunch of 7-pounders right there. And they're coming right over here.
They're coming this way.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 7-pounder. It's a pig. Control the motor. Mike, you're out there. And you know what? I think I might have just got a 7.5 because that right there is a pig. And we know what's next. Oh God almighty. See it in there?
Wow, no.
See that tongue?
Oh, no, wow, no. No.
Yeah.
That is not what I'm talking about.
See how big is he? About 26. And 3/4, baby. Look at that, not a fish out there. There's 300 fish right there. That's all 7-pound redfish.
Schooling fish in abundance here. How do you master catching these
Tommy,
things? Because it's not easy.
You'll find this amazing. Bo Johnson actually dated a redfish back in the early 80s, so that doesn't
I'm
surprise
not
me.
surprised.
But let's talk about his fishing spot. You know, the one thing that I said earlier in the show, it's kind of like hunting. That's exactly what it is. They time their casts and they wait for these schools to come up onto the flat. When the tide gets higher, the fish push up, okay? The biggest thing is making a critical cast on these fish and staying patient. You may see 100 fish in a day and only catch 3. Serious patience.
All right, we've got to go back to the team of Artie Price and Mike Tyndall. You remember their story? Fished all day. Well, not so much luck. They're in their B and C spots, and finally they think the tide is far enough up that they can make the crazy run back in Witten Creek. And I mean some crazy boat driving, do some pushing, getting themselves unstuck, and finally they have arrived at the spot where they think they can catch the fish. It's certainly been a spot that has paid off for them throughout this week. Look at all the toil and trouble they've gone to.
Outboard engines, Tommy, do not like that.
No, they do not like that, and they don't like what's happening here because the big fish for them so far are not biting.
Put the pole down. Get around my net. see it. It's all right, you got the wrong button. Forget it, get net, get net. He ain't big, but we'll take it. Ooh. I knew I didn't have a hook in him good. Gonna make 18? Oh, check that out. With a total weight of 4 pounds. Let's go weigh in. Let's go weigh in. That's out. Ain't happening, brother. I've seen a tournament though. I lost one here that those two fish would have won it 3 years ago.
Kendall and Price know what's happening down here at Punta Gorda. They know they've got a limit. They know they've got to head back in. Now it's Johnson and Oak's turn to step it up.
I am. Yeah.
Score for Craig Johnson and John Oakes. Now Bo Johnson, Mike Del Duca, well, it's on them right now. They're going to have to keep going, keep culling, catch bigger fish, make their limit that much bigger in order to keep up with the Johnsons.
Uh-oh. There's some tongue coming.
Game over.
Dude. Good job.
And you know what's coming.
No, come on, Tom.
All right, that's okay. That's my limit. That's my limit.
Stop. No, you stop that, Bo Johnson.
I'm betting on shrinkage, Mike.
Not that much.
How much? And what do you got? Squeeze it all the way. It's squeezed. We're done. I'm betting on. I'm taking it.
Oh, now see, that's better. I'm okay with that.
That may be it.
Wow.
Keeper, near perfect redfish. Johnson and Del Duca may have pulled this one off.
That's it. Game over.
A strange team, but a huge victory.
Going to have a huge crowd rocking the house there at Punta Gorda. The weigh-in comes up next.
The Oh Boy Oberto Redfish Cup, presented by Frog Tongs, is powered by Oh Boy Oberto Beef Jerky. Taste what's real. It better be Oberto. And brought to you by Lowrance Electronics. We lead, we find, you win. And by Falcon Rods, made in the USA and proven by America's fishermen.
The Oh Boy Oberto Redfish Cup, second event of the year, Punta Gorda, Florida. Hey, the fishing time is over on this final day. These 5 teams are done fishing and everyone's gathering. These folks know how to throw a party here, and they love their sporting events. They've come to see who's caught the 2 perfect redfish. There they are. Thousands of folks come out to see who's going to win this final, and I tell you what, they've got plenty of Florida anglers in this final to root for.
Your only local hope in the field. How about it for Jim Taylor and Lance Welsh, Punta Gorda and Port Charlotte, Florida, hoping to represent. Different set of circumstances for you today. How did you deal with it?
Well, it was a little cooler this morning when we took off. A little lower water. It's harder to get in where we wanted to fish at. But we were able to plow it in there.
Got in there and showing up with 2 bags. Let's see what's in the bags. 1 bag at a time. Reach in. Grab that fish and let's get it in the bucket. Hey now! Hopefully this is gonna be better. Don't toy with my emotions like that. I'm fragile, I'm a delicate flower. Stop it!
Taylor and Welch, a disappointing final, and now Craig Johnson and John Oakes again this week. They've come to play.
It's Craig Johnson, John Oakes. How are you, Craig?
Hey, Punta Gorda! Let's go!
Fired up, ready to have a big time. Did we have a big time today?
We had a great time. The whole weekend, Keith, we had an awesome time.
If he's faking it, he's doing a good job of faking it because this one's fighting back. There's one. We got another one. Good grips, boys, good grips. 2 nice fish inside the slot. And Johnson and Oakes, how about one more shot? Your new leaders for Team Lake and Bay. Johnson and Oakes leading with 10.09 pounds. And now, the only team out of Texas, outside the great state of Florida, for Team Oh Boy Oberto, it's the Hartzell brothers, Keith and Greg Hartzell. What worked out today?
Well, it didn't work out too good. We couldn't get in the real shallow water like we had in the past couple of days, but I tell you what, we're just thrilled to be from Texas and to be in the top 5 in Punta Gorda. This has been a great tournament for us because now we're headed back to Texas for 2 tournaments and give us a good start on the year.
A Florida team on top of the leaderboard. There's one goose egg.
This is bigger. This is big.
But hey, tough break for you, but you did very well for yourselves this week. I know you're proud, and we are too.
2 down, 2 to go. Next up, Tyndall and Price.
Here's a mixed team. One half Port Richey, Florida. The other half Alabama. What you get is a couple of guys who know how to fish Gulf waters.
What you get is 2 rednecks.
Tell us something we don't know. Well, yeah, let him do the talking. Let's see if there's a second one in there. This could be good. Wow. A matching set of twins for you guys.
For Tyndall and Price, time ran out before the big one showed up. 5.48 for the pair. Now, let's find out if that strong-looking pair from Bo Johnson, Mike Del Duca, will hold up and take it all.
Del Duca shows up with a biggin, and Bo Johnson backs it up. It's on, ladies and gentlemen. Get you some of that. 12.92 pounds. Lake and Bay, Johnson and Del Duca take the title in Punta Gorda.
Well, we thought it might be closer, but the scales tell the tale. Almost a 3-pound victory for Bo Johnson and Mike Del Duca.
$40,000 and 130 points in the Oh Boy Oberto Team of the Year race. Bo Johnson, Mike Del Duca, Team Lake and Bay. Oh Boy Oberto Redfish Cup Punta Gorda champions.
All right, Bo Johnson, Mike Del Duca, obviously they had the skills. They brought more than enough enthusiasm, especially at certain moments of the day.
I would say so.
I would say that's right. Hey, they did a good job.
They did a great job. Long time coming for these guys. They're known on this tour as guys that make long, long runs. They break boats, they break motors, and the one tournament that they stayed close to the ramp, well, Tommy, they won it. Congratulations, great job.
Great job all the way around. Let's take a look at our Oh Boy Oberto Team of the Year points. Of course, that swapped around after the results of this tournament here. On top after 2 top 5 finishes, well, you got Craig Johnson and John Oakes. John Oakes fishing his first year on the tour, so that's a notable accomplishment.
Starting to make a statement.
He's starting to make a statement. We're starting to make a trip over to Texas for our next event. We're going to Kemah, Texas, there on Galveston Bay. A lot of different fishing opportunities there.
It's not going to be quite as tough as it's been the last 2 tournaments.
No, plenty of
probably
big
be
fish
wide open, lots of fish catches, going to have a great time.
Open water, rock jetties, they can go back in creeks if they like they did here. Just depends on what you want to do. It's going to be a lot of excitement next time, the Oh Boy Oberto Redfish Cup, and we will see you then.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what we're talking about. See it in there? See that tongue?
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
That's it. Game over.
Get you some of that. 12.92 pounds. Lake and Bay, Johnson and Del Duca. Johnson, Mike Del Duca, Team Lake and Bay. Oh Boy Oberto Redfish Cup Punta Gorda champions.